All right, let's go. You know, to say that there's hunger in Nigeria is stating the obvious, but what citizens want is urgent reprieve. The Minister of State for Agriculture, Aliyu Abdullahi, has assured Nigerians that the federal government was working to address the high cost of food prices in the country. The minister, who admitted that there's food insecurity in the country, said several programs put in place by the federal authorities aimed at reducing prices of commodities would soon begin to yield dividends, or if you like, results. Meanwhile, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has announced that the headline inflation rate rose to 34.19%. That's for June 2024. The figure represents a 0.24% increase from the 33.95% recorded in May of the same 2024. So this is not good news.
Yeah, obviously it's not good news because it's, it keeps climbing. I mean, the inflation, you know.
Yeah, the figures.
The figures are not encouraging at all.
Yeah.
Food inflation is about 40.1% in March, you know. So, and then inflation, as at today, that even I saw on Tolu's program was 34.19.
Okay.
You know, so which is an increase of 11.40%. You know, I know the government, they are trying as much as possible to bring down inflation.
Yeah.
And I think at some point we are going to talk about agric, because when people begin to complain that there's hunger, you know, this one is not that people are just complaining, but it's like it's obvious. You go out the streets, there is no how that you won't see somebody who is hungry, you know, and people are not really happy.
Each time Madam comes back from the market, you get not too pleasant stories.
Yes, of course, because back then when you give Madam money and say, okay, try and buy this and buy that, you know, like if, for instance, if you are eating 3 pieces of meat before, and Madam begins to reduce it, and then you start to complain and say, what is happening? Say, market is not smiling. You understand? So that is when it begins to dawn on you that there's something that is
all is not well,
you know, practically wrong.
Yeah.
So just like the poor, you know, they are all feeling it. The rich, you know, they're also feeling. Everybody is really feeling it, and so the government have to find a quick solution to it. The minister was just saying within 3 months or thereabout, things will be better. But I want to say that because we have food inflation, the Minister of Agri should be the one, with maybe the Minister of Information, should be the ones to be on our faces every day. Let's even know what they are doing. Because I know he has said 3 months, but Nigerians want to, you know, hear him, see him talking all the way, and say, okay, in so places, this is what we are doing, this is what, because he just said, he was just saying that, okay, the rainy season, there will be production. You know, there will be food, food everywhere because the rains are here. No. Tell Nigerians what you have done, and what you are expecting, and when we are expecting these things. You know, so that give Nigerians a sort of hope that, okay, fine, let's even say in the next be assertive with even your 3 months, if you are saying 3 months or 4 months. Because we know whenever they say something about 3 months and begin to tell us time, you know what it means. You know, some months back, we are showing tomatoes. This tomatoes was not like this some months back. People were selling tomatoes for a basket for 50,000, some 120,000, as high as 120,000. Until we started seeing on social media, you know, people fighting and saying, how much did you buy this? So sometimes it's about us. But the thing is, if government is able to flood the market with enough food, you know, enough food stuff, people will not be hoarding, people will not be, you know, greedy, you know, for them to be increasing the prices of food. So I want to see...
And you get even more depressed, Asokwa, when you told that many Nigerians, unscrupulous Nigerians, have formed the habit of exporting items.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
when we are hungry, people are exporting. You know, they smuggle out our goods, our food. You know,
Yeah.
that is a sabotage as far as I'm concerned. Because if your brother is hungry, then why are you doing that to the person? Why not sell it down here? Let people buy, let people eat and survive, rather than taking it out there and causing insecurity in Nigeria.
CK, you share his sentiments?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do totally do. I totally agree with that. And when you look at headline inflation, as I said, year to year, as of June 2023, we are just around. We've increased from June within 1 year. It's about 11.4%. What we have now is 11.4% higher than what we had in June 2023. That was when this government just took over.
Okay.
Now, when you look at food inflation, between June 2023 and June 2024, in June 2023, food inflation was 25.25%. As of today, June 2024, it is 40.87%, an increase of 15.62%. And what are the basic ingredients? You're looking at gari, groundnut oil, catfish, dry fish, sardine, yam, all the consumables.
Yeah.
And you now continue to ask yourself what is really happening. Now let's take it a bit down. Inflation food rate year to year, the highest you have.
Food inflation.
Inflation, yes, food inflation rate. The highest you have, I'm talking of states now, is in Edo State. The last year is now at 47.34% in Edo 1. Kogi followed by 46.37, followed by Cross River 45.28, Nasarawa, and the lowest is Adamawa State. And you ask yourself, what is the problem? Now, yes, we know the problem of insecurity. It's a big challenge, especially in the north-central zones and northeast. But even at that, could we have done more? Yes, we could have done more. We don't have the serious security challenge we have, especially in the north, in the south. If you look at, I've said it time with time, take off a citizen from here to Shagamu, turn right, head to Benin. Between Shagamu or Benin, you see areas of land. Green, lush, that anything you drop there, we germinate.
Yeah.
So it's not that we don't have and God has so blessed us with weather as well. We don't used to have the kind of weather you have in other parts of the world. You have winter, you have tsunami. God has so the question you ask yourself, what is our problem? Our problem is we not being able to put our hands together.
So where do you place the promise of the minister in all of this?
For me, it's rhetorics. We've been hearing this. This is not the first time we're hearing this. I'll tell you that come 3 months' time, you still see that it's gotten worse. Now, let me tell you, there's a novel thing that the Oni of Ife had just done. I don't know whether you've seen that. You've seen that video. What he has done is to make sure that we're able to put a cap on prices of food products, fruits within Ile-Ife. And go further to be able, what he has done is to dissolve all market associations. Because they are the ones, first of the problem, they are the ones that will fix the problem. They will know that this is 100 naira. They say, sell it at 200. Because they're going to collect 50 naira on top. If you understand what I mean. So he has said, don't forget that was the time that the federal government was talking about having price control mechanism.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, had that work? It has not worked. Because there are still people within the value chain that will sabotage that. So what I personal opinion is that instead of this rhetorics, let us go in full time, there is no reason why Nigeria should be poor. We are too rich to be poor as a nation.
Yeah. So let me drop this here. On this program, we have featured the efforts of the governors of Kogi, Oyo, in this connection. So, as he said, we have no reason, no excuse for being where we are.
Of course.
In terms of food production.
Yes, but for that of Oyo...
Nigeria remains the world's largest producer of cassava. Nobody has taken it, but it's not difficult to take advantage.
Okay, let's even talk about cassava. We are world largest. Okay.
Yes.
In this statistics.
And including yams.
But how much, go outside, go and ask how much gari is. Go. Can you buy Gary?
Go and buy a mudu of Gary.
No, before.
No.
Before they used to
tell me how much do we spend on importation of cassava?
For something that we are claiming to be the world largest. You understand?
We import Gary from China now. Are you too aware?
No. China might try, but it cannot be the same.
So before, before we used to say Gary is poor man's food. But Gary is no more poor man's food. In fact, people even prefer to buy rice now than buying Gary because it's expensive. This is Gary that we used to do before. I remember when we were young, my mom used to go out there, buy cassava, as in the raw one. We'll wash it, and then we'll begin to, peel, grate it,
do everything.
and then do everything we want to do. But now you cannot even, where are you going to see it? Even the last time I saw fufu for 100 naira, I almost shed tears for 400 naira. It was as small as like one egg like this, So I was.
CK,
let me. You're talking.
I'm just telling you. How bad it is.
Let me shock you. You even saw fufu here. Citizen, I just came back from Port Harcourt. I was away for about a week, and let me tell you one funny thing that happened.
Okay.
About 2 days ago, I went to my regular restaurant on Aba Road by Waterline. It's the delicacy I like it when I go to your state and river. Those 2 states, that's why your fisherman soup. Citizen, I order for it without looking at the price. I've always gone there. But this time around, I thought that is this thing. By the time I finished eating, Citizen, and they brought my bill. I saw my bill. My ATM was already crying. And you ask yourself, for goodness.
Only you shop.
No, leave me shop. because now you ask yourself, because what I ate akpu with fish. Akpu is here. The fish is just at the back of the river in Port Harcourt there. The shrimp, the sea, and everything. How come that it is this expensive?
It will tell you.
And you can now ask yourself, what an average person is. In those days, at times we used to say it is 101. So this have you asked yourself what people go through now? Do you know that people do 000 on a daily basis now? And it is that bad. And hunger is the number one. Because we used to say an angry man is not just it's not an angry. A hungry man now is a terrible man. Because he knows that he has nothing at stake. And when somebody is hungry, he can go out of his way to do anything. So we're talking of insecurity. A hungry man wants to go into crime. Exactly. Just to be able to survive. And that's a fact.
But look at the footage here. All these things are produced here.
Exactly.
They are not imported.
They are not, yes.
This is where the minister's comment...
Citizen, it just goes beyond what we are seeing here. Let's take, for example, some of these products, you get it from the farm. Like I said, you get it in Obo, my village. You want to transport it to Owerri, or you want to bring it to Lagos. Have you asked yourself the cost of transporting that? Do you know how much diesel is? Do you know how much a liter of diesel is for those vehicles? Do you know how much the liter of fuel, a petrol? That is what we always say. When there's an increase...
I'd like add to that the sharp practices of security men.
Those you are not hitting the head on the head now. You just say sharp practices. Those ones are even worse. Because if you are hitting from, let's say you are coming from, let me use my state. If you are coming from my state, if you are coming from Owerri, to Onitsha, you can be rest assured that you see not less than 10 checkpoints. At every checkpoint, you must deliver. The IG came up and said, I don't want to see any checkpoints anywhere. But go and see what is on ground. So those are the issues. So it's not just producing. That is the issue. Most of the time, you come to realize there are some factors that add to those, including the bad roads.
Yeah, my trouble is when you say what we are hearing from the minister is simply rhetorical.
He has to prove us wrong.
Yes.
I want him. When we say this, we come here with mode opinions. We've said it on journalists that in 3 months' time that we're going to get worse. Let the minister put up by in 3 months' time and tell us and send message to you. I told you people that in the next 3 months, this is proving you wrong. That is how government work.
CK, 3 months' time would be.
This is June. This is July. July, August, September. Just September.
The rains are still here in September.
Well, it doesn't stop him from achieving his KPI. if the president had given you a KPI.
Yeah.
You know, because what we want...
Because you cannot tell me that at government level, at the central government level, they don't know what is happening.
Exactly, they know.
They all know. They know what's happening.
Out there, I'm very sure even the minister himself, the minister that is telling us in 3 months' time, they would have been calling him from his village and say, Uncle, we are hungry. You know? Yes.
His family.
Because he himself is, if you are the minister of Agri, people will expect that around you there will be food. You know, when I mean around, his community, there should be food there. Surplus. You understand? You go to the Ministry of Agri, there should be food there. Surplus.
But
you know?
as I said...
But the thing is, he needs, like we are saying, he's saying 3 months, he needs to prove us wrong. He needs to monitor whatever. My own is, I need to see, because I've not really seen the Minister of Agri coming out to tell us, this is what I really want to do. Unlike other ministers. Because, okay, take for instance, I don't like picking comparison, but just look at the Minister of Interior, for instance. He said in 7 days' time, this is what I will do. This is the direction I want to take this ministry to. That is what we want. Because we are having issues with food insecurity.
Citizen, this is not rocket science.
It's not.
We've had in this country a Minister of Agriculture in the person of Adesina. You remember, he's the President of African Development Bank. Within the short period that young man, I won't say young man because you're damn to that. The short time he was minister.
He's not an old man.
Okay, sorry.
In the strict sense of...
Okay, okay. He's a young man. So that young man. And we saw what happened within the few years that he was there. You remember what we were doing with rice? At that period. That Nigeria was almost hitting the point of exporting rice to other nations.
Yeah.
And we saw that
because we can.
That is, I said, we have the way we have the way we
cannot export in Nigeria.
Yes.
There is nothing. All we need is for him to give a direction. If we have a minister that can give direction, we will make it. When last did you hear that, okay, maybe the minister met with commissioners for Agri, for instance, and saying that, oh, in Lagos, what do you have to produce? In Ogun, what do you have to produce? In Kogi, that we are even talking about food inflation, what do you have? Yobe, all of them, Benue, what do you have? Then from there, can you produce this? What do you need? This, by the time we hear all these things as media people, we know it has a direction.
Some days ago on this show, we talked about, we showed in lucid pictures what Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo is doing. So yes. It is possible.
It's possible. Look, you need to go there.
Yeah.
You know, he's even taking it away from the regular. He's even using technology.
Yeah.
You know, so if a governor can do that, why can't even a minister, you know, begin to look at, identify states that can help him do his job better?
Yes, we have said it on this show. The federal government has no farm, but all land
belongs
belongs to the government. Because so the land is arable.
Yes, now that you even spoke about land, by the Land Use Act, practically all land belongs to government.
Oh yeah,
in each state. And the question you asked us, we'll talk about Seyi Makinde. Can we ask other 36 or 35 other governors what they are doing? Because most of it is easier for us to point at the top and say, oh, the minister, federal. What of the governors in the various states? What of the local government chairmen? They are land. Now, I personally have, I'm the school of opinion, I may be wrong, is that instead of this money we are sharing to people, giving 50,000, giving 20,000, giving, say, we are trying to alleviate poverty, can we channel that money into agriculture and face it squarely?
In fact,
I'm telling you, if you understand what I'm saying, citizen, if we say, yes, let me tell you, if there are certain crops, citizen, there are certain crops that need just 3 months to be able to mature. So if you focus this, if what we need is a revolution in agriculture.
Yeah.
An agricultural revolution. I'm not even talking of security. That issue is very, very fundamental.
Yeah, because once in this country's life, we used to have OFN.
Yes, Operation Feed the Nation.
Yeah.
Under the military administration of
Second Republic.
Second Republic. So you now see that it is not, and I've said it time and time, agriculture has gone beyond just carrying home and cutlass and going to the farm.
Yeah.
Citizen.
Mechanized farming.
Mechanized farming.
Yeah.
Mechanized farming. What what prevents the government from going back to this like this agricultural cooperative we used to have in the past? I would not say about 10 people come together, have a tractor to yourselves, and give them land, tell them what to do. At the end of it, you will be sure that every 6 months they can pay back some of these loans. There is so much money. The fact remains that the people that are making the most money now are not those in the bank. It's those people that are selling food. That mama put or whatever. You cannot get a plate of food for 1,000 naira. This is in June. Just anywhere.
Just buy one portion of rice.
I said you cannot. Rice. In fact, with 1,000 naira rice you have is rice with if you understand what I mean.
Okay.
Yes. Now.
So let's take it home now. Asoko, is it possible in 60 seconds to round off marshal your points? How do you bury it?
Let me bury it like this. Yes, we need a state of emergency to be declared on agri because Nigeria has arable land. Okay, so the minister has to, get his boots on and begin to think, positive, and then give people hope that there will be food in these 3 months or 4 months. We need to see him every day, telling us what he has done or maybe what he has done in the past and what he's doing now. Because the last time I was just saying 3 months. No, we need to see it practical. Maybe in this state, this is what I've done. In that state, this is what I've done. This is the people that are going. This state, we are going to bring out millet. This is the tons of millet that will be coming. Maize in this other state. Yam in this other state. Nigerians will begin to know that it's serious, not just about telling us in 3 months' time there will be food.
Have you been to Benue State? Benue Plateau?
Yes. But let me tell you, citizens, if you go to that state, Benue State, the last time my director actually went to Benue, he was telling me that food is expensive in Benue, that you won't even find some food stuff there.
What does that tell you?
It shows you that people are not going to farm anymore.
Yeah.
Something
is wrong.
Yes.
In a minute?
Yeah, we have the word to talk. We have all this rhetorics, especially and the statistics that are being given. I don't believe in most of these statistics. We are very good at giving statistics, unverified statistics. That's in Nigeria. That's what we are good at.
They say statistics are not substitutes for judgment.
This our own is if I don't even believe it because most often than not, somebody was telling us on Twitter a few days ago, somebody in government that, potato is now too cheap. Everywhere you see potato, it has gone down from 250,000 to 40. MBS is coming to tell us, part of the release is that potato is too expensive as of June. So what I believe the government should do, my personal opinion is that let us go into full mechanized farming. Very, very important. Let the Minister of Agriculture team up with the commissioners of agriculture. There is no state that does not have a commissioner for agri. When you go down to the local government, they have secretaries for agri. That's within those local councils. They still have. What are they doing? Can we sit down and be able to look at what the problem is? And for goodness sake, we saw what happened in Kenya just a few days ago. Just because somebody wanted to increase tax. Now we also see a situation where some government have been brought up because of the price of bread. I mean agege bread. Though.
Yes.
Agege bread.
Ordinary bread.
Ordinary bread. Not even this kind of food inflation we are having. Ordinary bread.
Meanwhile, bread here is 1,005 now.
And I said it time again. The rich are not sleeping. Why? Because the poor are weak. That is my personal opinion.
All right. I think in taking this thing home, therefore, I insist, every land is vested in each state in this country.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Benue State is known as the food basket. So if you go through Benue, you marvel at the way food
and I almost broke my bank over fisherman fish.
Okay. You would have fasted back.
No, they would have taken pity on me.
All right, so, but I want to, we hold the minister to his promise, 3 months.
Let us prove us wrong. 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. September. So we go wait.
Yes, now.
We wait.
God keep us.
But Honorable Minister, we wish you Godspeed. That's